The feeling of being on mushrooms, I believe if you do the correct dose, if you get the right dose of psilocybin, it is very powerful. It balances out your perception. In life, everything is perception. When we go through an experience and we label it as bad, we create a stress response. When we have something in the future that we want and we see it only as amazing, everything is all benefits. When I get here, when I get this promotion, this car, this girlfriend, it's all gonna be benefits and no negatives. When we see life through just bad and good and labels, we create a stress response. The future, even if it's all positive, now we create too much anticipation and we don't want to be here, we want to fast forward to the future. If we go through a past experience, a loss, a breakup, a trauma, and we see it completely as negative, we create a stress response. Everything in life has two sides. With mushrooms, what happens is, the right dose, you blast open your heart chakra. You feel a deep sense of love, a deep sense of gratitude for what is. You feel appreciative. Any sort of tension or blocks that you had with different loved ones, you can see the truth and the beauty. You feel so much love. Your attention is completely dialed in the present moment. You feel absolutely present. It's a very, very powerful experience. And it actually can teach you like the commonalities that you can apply when you're not on mushrooms. You can take the certain skills that you learn and apply it into your own life. As well with mushrooms, you feel like this reset. It's easy in life to have a buildup of stress, a buildup of cumulative stress. And day after day, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And then life starts to become a burden. Life starts to become a bit stressful. You just then you start to drink alcohol for an outlet, or maybe do some marijuana, or you're just kind of watching TV. You're trying to escape from this buildup of stress. Doing mushrooms correctly, you feel like you're turning the on button off. You're just resetting yourself. You've come out of it and you're like, wow, I feel clean, I feel fresh, I feel reborn, invigorated. And so there are other ways to have that same effect naturally. And that's a very, very good thing. But mushrooms can really reconnect you really quickly, and it can actually basically reconnect that set point. So for example, in many different studies, they're looking at using psychedelics, mushrooms, MDMA to deal with people that have PTSD. And I haven't gone down the full rabbit hole of exactly what's going on there, but like long story short, if you lived through a very traumatic experience and that perception is completely negative, you create a high amount of cortisol, you diminish your body's ability to create oxytocin, and your body's reliving that experience on a low level. And so you're in this hyper stress state, and it can be very hard to break free of that when you're feeling all this chronic stress through your perception and through that past lived in experience. To help kind of get you back to where you want to be, mushrooms can help get you there, right? You can have that, you can blast up in your heart, you feel good, you feel like the release of cortisol, like you feel the drop in cortisol, the release of serotonin and different neurotransmitters. You enter the state of love, then you go through some therapy, you relive that experience, but you see it from a completely different perspective.